you think that if Peter Obi had won the election, 2023 presidential election, he had become president, there could have been a change in all of this?
If Peter Obi had won, you probably would have seen a better Nigeria than what we are seeing today. Number one, he will not be as nepotistic as this government. He won't. It's not in him. That is just who we are. We feel for the other people.
So you think the Tinubu government is highly nepotistic?
I say so. I don't think so. I'm seeing it, and we see it every day. And I've just given you one example. How can Ogun State have 4 ministers?
Is it the right time for the Igbos and the South, people of the Southeast extraction, to sit down and rethink their politics?
No. See what we're doing, Sean, because everybody continues to say that, why don't you think you're well? No. We have decided, and I'm part of those who have said that, let us go back to the Southeast and revamp the Southeast and make it more livable, better, more cohesive, and hold ourselves together. Because it's obvious that if we continue to look at whoever comes to be president, to look at us and do right, apart from Obasanjo and maybe Jonathan, I do not think that we have seen that same type of fairness.
One thing about truth is that you don't even need microphone to say it loud for everybody to hear. Just whisper it and it will be so loud. Truth cannot be hidden. Just say it. Say it as it is, and it will get into the ears of everyone, including the dumb. They will know that this is the truth. What we are experiencing in Nigeria is not leadership. What we are experiencing in Nigeria is trial and error, experimented policy, monumental failure of the highest proportion. That is what we are experiencing in Nigeria. The reason why everybody is so calm in this country with the level of hardship, with the level of ineffective leadership, is because they've made bad leadership to become a norm. They've lowered the bar of leadership in this country. They made it look like leadership is a rocket science in this country. It's one difficult echelon task to undertake in this country. That is the reason why you see a monumental failure like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a colossal failure, is challenging the government of Olusegun Obasanjo, one of the best government this country have ever experienced, if not the best government this country has ever experienced. You know, they feel like everybody has a short-term memory, just like their supporters who feel like Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing the best for them. I don't even understand how you would think that somebody that has reduced your purchasing power, somebody that has taken inflation to over 200%, somebody that has increased the interest rate, devalued the currency, is doing the best for you. This is nothing but a Stockholm syndrome that is at play when the captive are in love with their captors, when the slave are in love with their chains. This is what is simply happening to Nigerians, and Enyinnaya Abaribe is saying that, hey, this is not how it ought to be. If Peter Obi was to be the president, things would not have gotten this bad. The anchor did not give him the opportunity to explain more why Peter Obi is the best choice, why Peter Obi will not allow Nigeria to go the way it is, why Peter Obi will not allow the situation to escalate this much, why Peter Obi will not allow the economy to plummet to the level that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has left it. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm here for you, because I'm going to explain to you why Mr. Peter Obi would have been the best choice for Nigeria, why Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the wrongest choice, if there's any word like that Nigeria has ever made. Yeah, we know we made a wrong choice in the President Muhammadu Buhari, but the one of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is the wrongest choice. I don't think God will ever forgive Nigerians for making that kind of choice in 2023. Since assuming leadership position on May 29, 2023, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has implemented policies that to him look very ambitious, but these policies had led to significant suffering and hardship to ordinary Nigerians. One of the policies that have affected Nigerians so much is the fuel subsidy policies, and yes, like we know, most of the candidates in the 2023 presidential election, including Mr. Peter Obi, said they were going to remove the petrol subsidy. So you will all be like, oh, they all said that we're going to remove it, but the implementation is what matters. Tinubu economic policies, especially the removal of the fuel subsidy and the unification of the foreign exchange market, it was aimed at addressing structural inefficiency. But however, this reform have triggered a rise in the cost of living, with inflation soaring to unprecedented levels. They are telling us that inflation is at 30%, but you and I all know that inflation is at all-time high of over 200%. For instance, a bag of rice was being sold for 40,000 naira as of December 2023. As of November 2024, the bag of rice is being sold for 110,000 naira. That is over 175% rise. And you definitely know that it's going to cross over 200% when it hits December. Fuel was being sold for 167 naira as of May 2023. But today, fuel is being sold for 1,200 naira. That is over 618% rise. In 16 months under Bola Tinubu administration, Nigeria GDP per capita has decreased by 45.9%. 45.9%. When Tinubu took over office in May 2023, Nigerian GDP per capita was $1,621. But 16 months in office, it is currently being estimated at $877. When you have this level of percentage rise and percentage decrease, there is no how your inflation level would be at 30%. It is between 100 to 200%. And this is because of Bola Tinubu's economic policies, like the removal of fuel subsidy and the unification of Naira. Now, what would Mr. P2B have done? P2B would have done it differently. Like the fuel subsidy removal, P2B proposed a gradual removal. At least for a start, 50% removal. You don't pull out everything and you expect the brunt not to fall on the people. The money recovered from those removal will be put into key infrastructure that will help to boost the economy. Bola Tinubu is not doing any of that. Rather, he went on a wasteful spending spree, like buying a $150 million presidential jet. Bola Tinubu over bloated government is consuming majority of Nigerian budget. Mr. P2B would have cut down the cost of government. And P2B also proposed the stop of oil theft. I mean, oil is our biggest revenue in this country. Because of the oil theft going on in this country, we are not even meeting up our production quota. P2B said that he's going to put an end to that. There is no transparency in Bola Tinubu government. P2B would have been transparent and accountable in the subsidy removal. P2B would have ensured that all the savings will be directed to healthcare, education, security, and other infrastructure. P2B also advocated for a social safety net that would have helped to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal on the low-income household earners. These are the people that are suffering the brunt of the fuel subsidy removal under Bola Tinubu administration. The people that seems to be enjoying our politicians. Look at what he's doing to judges. I mentioned Tinubu over bloated government consuming part of our budget. That is true. Tinubu is running an expanded size of government with numerous appointments. Tinubu has no regard for fiscal prudence. The lavish lifestyle of political elite in this our country has remained unchanged, and corruption continues to drain our resources. One thing Mr. P2B is synonymous with is frugality. I mean, they call him stingy man. P2B prioritized reducing the cost of governance through a comprehensive restructuring of government operations. P2B talk about eliminating redundant agencies. I mean, Bola Tinubu tried to do it by adopting the Steve Orasanya report, but we all saw what it is all about. P2B would have reduced the number of political appointees and cutting extravagant government spending. Look at Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu has close to 10 persons working for him as his propaganda ministers. Leadership is not a rocket science. The same period that Bola Tinubu was inaugurated into office, some months after, Argentina also inaugurated a new president called Javier Milei. Nigeria was also facing the same similar problem of economic crunch that Argentina was also facing. Inflation was at all-time high. The economy was bad. But when Javier Milei came into office, the first thing he did was to reduce government ministries to cut public expenditure. Argentina economy today is doing fine, better off than Nigeria. Even the appointment that Tinubu did, just like Enyinnaya Abaribe pointed out, is nepotistic. Yeah, we know that the Naira was bad. Tinubu wanted to stabilize it. It was exchanging at 400 to 500 Naira per dollar. So Tinubu unified the exchange rate, and his intention was to attract foreign investors. But this led to volatility and inflation. Peter Obi would have done more than unifying the exchange rate. Peter Obi's emphasis was to move Nigeria from consumption to production. This will boost local production and reduce import dependency. When we are producing more, we will export more and import more. This will boost our currency. But in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's case, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not even encouraging local production. Under his administration, foreign firms are leaving the country. They are closing down their businesses. This is affecting local production in this country. Most of these firms that have closed down, their products are now being imported into this country. This has encouraged wide-scale importation in Nigeria. That is why the Nigerian naira is getting weaker and weaker on daily basis. P2B talk about mandating the central bank and the commercial bank to be giving out loans at low or no interest at all. But look at what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done so far. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has increased the interest rate. Increasing the interest rate is killing local production. Even Dangote complain about it. But when the interest rate is low, it will encourage a lot of persons to go into production, to go into business. This will improve local production and it will boost the currency. In times of security, insecurity remains a significant challenge under Bola Ahmed Tinubu leadership. There is increasing incident of banditry, terrorism and kidnapping. Insecurity has escalated to every part of the country. As it stands now, Nigerian government is not even controlling her territories anymore. Nigerian military is weak, Nigerian police is weak. All the security agencies have become redundant. But P2B promised immediate and long-time solution to it. He advocated for decentralizing the police force, enhancing community policing, and addressing the root cause of insecurity such as poverty and unemployment. This is the major cause of insecurity in this country. Poverty and unemployment. Address this first. What do we have? Bola Ahmed Tinubu is making more people poor and there are no jobs available for them. Tell me one single job that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has created ever since he became the president. Absolutely nothing. Whereas small-scale businesses are dying in their numbers in this country. But look at what Mr. P2B planned to do. Mr. P2B planned to encourage small, medium enterprise in this country. And look at what he talks about agriculture in the north. P2B would have done that. That would have created a lot of jobs for the teeming youth in this country. P2B also talk about fixing the power sector. Fixing the power sector will encourage a lot of production in this country. But under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the national grid is on a steady collapse. This is affecting production. All of this that is happening in this country is the reason why the country is not attracting foreign investors. It's not about going around looking for foreign investors. Just like Mr. P2B said, foreign investors are like bees. They are attracted to honey. When you do the right things, foreign investors will come into your country. This is what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed to do. If P2B was in charge, P2B would have done the right thing. He wouldn't even need to go out and look for foreign investors. The environment alone would have been more conducive and friendly, and it will attract foreign investors into this country. You all see why Nigeria missed out on a good man and ended up with a man that is destroying their life. A man that all he does is propaganda. Tinubu is more focused on propaganda than real government. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.